Alright, I'm taking the trash to the dump right now. Yeah, it's a weekly thing. One person, I make a lot of trash. Well, mainly boxes from stuff I order online. A couple of projects today. Well, I gotta cut the grass. That's a weekly thing too. I gotta cut the grass. I'm just driving on the street back by my house, so I'm not out on the highway yet, so don't freak out that I'm videoing you like this. Yeah, I gotta cut the grass, which you've already seen me cut the grass. That's not a big deal. Then I got two other projects I want to work on today. One of them, I need some extra storage space. Well, I need to put a shelf in this cabinet in my kitchen, because right now I got all my pots and pans just kind of like stacked on top of each other. And then I have an idea for a light over top my kitchen table. So I want to do some experimenting on that. So I will take you along for both of those in a little bit. Okay, we'll get started soon. Years ago, there was a traffic reporter when I lived in, where was I living? I think it was in Annapolis. It was off of a Baltimore station. I think 98 Rock comes to mind. Anyways, I can't remember the guy's name right now. It'll come to me later. But anytime there was a car fire, he always referred to it as a carbecue. Barbecue, like you're having a barbecue with your car. But I just witnessed my first lawnmower queue. I don't know, have a look. I had to take a picture of it. It's in the dumpster at the recycle center. We apparently caught the lawnmower on fire. It may have been intentional. I don't know. Anything to get a new lawnmower, but yeah. Burned up lawnmower in the trash dumpster. Kind of cool. It's a new station. It's the same name as one of the other local stations. They call themselves The Lake. I mean, we have plenty of lakes around here, but at least come up with a new name for a radio station, guys. In addition to the other projects I've already talked about for today, we have this little bit of mulch left over from when we mulched around the fruit trees that we planted last weekend. And I think some of that is going to go here in the front. There's all this nice white marble chip stuff. I say nice white marble chip stuff. I absolutely hate it. I would never use rock as a mulch. It doesn't, I mean, it might be pretty when it's first down, but I mean, look at it now. Gets weeds on top of it and it's just a mess. I did this little spot last year. Well, that plant didn't quite make it, but we'll pull that out sometime. But yeah, I did this, and this mulch is running a little thin. You can see here where the put a base layer of newspaper down. This was really expensive mulch. I bought like 3 bags of it at Home Depot. It was like, I don't know, $10 a bag or something ridiculous, where that whole pile over there was less than that. So I'm thinking I'm going to use some of that in here. At least I'll recoat this side, and then I'll probably put some over here on this side, just so it looks a little bit better before I can get. I need a whole dump truck load of mulch. So I gotta go cut the grass now. So I'm gonna change clothes to do that. So we'll chat with you guys later. I know we just checked on them yesterday, but I gotta check my trees again. I'll put a little bit of water on them too. Gatorade. Don't make it to the gym. I missed the stuff. Actually, I had some leg cramps last night. Gatorade normally, with the salt and the sugar one in there, does me good. I don't get the leg cramps. Also take magnesium. Helps with that. That was a tip from one of my nurses at work. All right. This cherry's doing well. Yep, doing well. Mulch is holding up well. Let's check this one. Oh, leaves are coming out nicely. Looks a little bit blurry to me, but my eyes aren't the best. All right, we're gonna go look at the river birch too. The sun's starting to come out. I know you probably can't hear it on this video, but the if I get close enough, you probably can. Look at, oh, can you see those bees? It's just covered in bees. I don't know if we can hear it or not. Now I filled in some holes from the my edging project. That's where those pine trees were. There was pine trees all over this property. I didn't cut them down. They were already cut down when I got here. And we got more. I don't know if I showed you. I think I did show you where I want to put plantings around this side of the house. Rose bushes. Well, this one's starting to come out a little bit more too. They're harder to see, but there are some little leaves popping out there. I gotta get some water for him. We're supposed to get rain in the next couple of days, so I'm gonna water the trees and cut the grass. And then we'll do some, probably do our mulch project, and then we'll go inside once it gets a little bit hot. I don't know if it's gonna get hot today or what. Gotta get some inside projects done too. All right, I'll be back after I cut the grass. Another Pumphrey trait is the ability to keep large piles of junk around our house, as you can see, for no apparent reason. But many times we need stuff, like this little piece of foam right here I was using as a makeshift cushion on my bucket handle. But I found a better solution now. Piece of garden hose, just pop the handle off here, that the wire handle will come out of that hole. Use a screwdriver to pop it out. I cut that short little piece of pipe, or short little piece of garden hose from one of the many extra garden hoses that I have lying around my house that I don't use. Well, the other day I was using one as a bed outliner. I didn't show the whole thing. Well, I didn't actually need to, but we have other beds we're going to outline it. That's a handy hint for pieces of garden hose, or even if you want to, you know, go foam like that. The foam was starting to cut through though, starting to rip. So garden hose is working out a lot better. Well, I'm really happy with the way my edging turned out. It made it really nice. I don't have to have a trimmer or a weed eater or anything like that. When I was mowing, I just mowed right up against, or right up along the edge of it. And well, here, have a look. So that made it really nice. I can't wait until I can get some mulch in there. It'll look very nice. So I'm done mowing with the big mower. It took me a little bit longer than normal because some biker guy stopped, and I guess he does driveway work as a side hustle thing. Said it'd be about $300 to redo my driveway. It's asphalt, so you know, to fill the cracks in and redo the sealer stuff on top of it. He said it'd be about $350. So I will probably price out later what it would cost me to do it and see if that's a good deal or not. So we shall see. Now I just got to cut in around everything else with the push mower. All done. Now we need to eat lunch. Okay, so we're done with lunch. I'm going to move on to the mulch project now. We got the pile of mulch left over from the cherry trees and whatnot. And we're going to mulch. It's a little breezy out here for me to spray weeds right up close to my plants and stuff. So I'm just going to manually put on some gloves and pull that stuff out. I got a box of newspaper. Actually, I got a couple boxes of newspaper in the shed. Put some newspaper down. I got to be careful that I don't put too much newspaper down. I got to ration between putting the newspaper down and then putting the mulch on top of it. So I'll pull the weeds out, put some newspaper down. Bees. Some big old bees. Put the newspaper down, and I'll spray it a little bit with the garden hose first, just so that it's kind of wet there, and so it doesn't blow away too easily in the wind. And I'm also, like I said earlier, I'm also going to touch up this spot here where there's some bare spots where the mulch is showing through. So I'm going to start on that, and we'll catch back up with you guys in a little bit. Got some newspaper down. Here's how we're looking so far. And it's, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 sections thick. So you're thinking like Wall Street Journal size paper. I don't know how many sections they have in there, but 2 or 3 sections thick. Some people are worried about ink. As far as I know, all this ink is soy based, and it's been that way for decades. So you're not putting anything bad into the ground. Newspaper is recyclable. It'll decompose underneath the mulch, and the goal is to keep some of the weeds out. I mean, and they're going to pop up. Weeds are weeds, but hopefully we'll keep the weeds down a little bit. I'll throw some mulch on top of that. Let's check in and see how we're doing. Looking quite nice. See, we went right up to the edge of the mulch there, or yeah, to the edge of the newspaper with mulch. I got another box of newspaper at the ready, so we're going to continue on. Mulch project turning out very nicely. Got Obadiah back in his place, sundial back. Got to find true north, but we'll worry about that later. So, but it's looking good. I'm not out of newspaper and I'm not out of mulch. I still have a little bit of mulch left, but I am going to rehome the rose bush and the iris that are, or the lilies that are growing over there. So over on this side, I did spread some mulch there. Pulled out that stump. Pulled out the stump that was over here too. So I'm going to sweep up this stuff and water everything down a little bit so it doesn't blow away, and I'll show you that in a couple minutes. Alright, here's how it looks when it's finished. So for walking out the front door, coming down the steps, well, I don't fall down walking backwards. That's how it looks on that side. It looks over here. So looks much better than it did, huh? You can see where we stopped. Makes a big difference, huh? I gotta put my anchor back. My nod to my marina heritage. I grew up on a family business, and it was a marina on the Chesapeake Bay. So gotta put my anchor back. Well, there you are. I see you found our next project. Cottage cheese. Yeah, this is my pot and pan storage. It's a corner cabinet in the kitchen, and it's it doesn't have a shelf in it. And I can't remember. I think when I bought the house, it had one of those Lazy Susan things in it, which it took up more space than what you could actually store in it. So I took it out. My thought is I have some scrap pieces of plywood out in the garage. Well, you saw my piles of junk out in the garage. So I think what I'm going to do is cut a piece, put a shelf in there, so that I don't have everything stacked on top of each other. I can actually put it up on a shelf. So I'm going to take some measurements. Well, I'm going to finish my cottage cheese first. I'll take some measurements, and we'll see if we can't get a piece of wood cut to put in there. We need a piece of plywood, 16 by 36. So I have marked out here, I don't know if we can see it in the sun, 16, 36. Got a circular saw right here. We shall, hopefully the battery will hold out. Haven't charged it up in a while, but we'll cut this out and we'll take it in and see how it fits in there. All right, so we got our shelf cut, and it's gonna go right about there. So I just have to find something to hold up that end. I'm thinking I can make just a little cleat, tack it up against the cabinet over there to hold it in place. Then I'll have the top part and the bottom part for my pots and pans. So that side's just gonna sit on the shelf over there. So I gotta kind of get a measurement of this, find out where I need to put the cleat over there. So we'll take care of that. I'll be back. Okay, so I've come up with this hunk of wood, and over there is a cleat. I got some wood glue in here that'll eventually hold it to the wall. I don't have little paint brushes. What I do have, every time I go to the dentist, he gave me a toothbrush. I don't use this kind of toothbrush. I use a Sonicare. So that's going to be my paintbrush. And a nail gun. We'll tack it to the wall. I've already marked it's 16 inches it needs to be off the floor. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of it, on that side, and we'll nail it to the wall. The nails will hold it until the glue kicks in. just glob some all over the whole thing. That way, it'll hold our shelf up. I'll try not to roll around in the glue. Okay. Now we'll put this right there. Get our nail gun, which is leaking, if you can't tell. And of course it stops at the end. And then we'll put our shelf up there. Now we can put our pots back in. Well, got the pots and pans back in there, so let's have a look. There's the top shelf. There's the bottom shelf. Everything fits in there nicely. Eventually in the summertime, when it's too hot to do anything outside and the grass stops growing, I will paint the shelving white like the cabinets. It's a high gloss white that I've done all the trim in the house in, so that'll make it easier to clean up in there. You know, if anything, we get dirt, dust, whatever, I can dust it all off. And but that was a very good project to do today. I don't think, what time is it? It is like 3:15. I don't think I'm going to have time to start and finish the light project, but this is basically the light that's in this house. Not really fond of. I mean, yeah, when in 1996 when the house was built, that was fine. But what I'd like to do, I'm a fan of Calphalon pots, as you can see in my project today. I have a Calphalon pot rack, which I paid a fortune for years ago. Looks like this. My idea is, instead of that lamp up there, I'm going to put my Calphalon pot rack up there as a lamp, but I'm going to reuse all the pieces parts of that lamp. Probably not the glass globes. I got to come up with something creative to use as instead of glass globes. I have an idea of what I think I might like to use. I'm thinking box graters, believe it or not. Because you can go to Walmart or any of those places like that and get really cheap box graters. If you don't know what a box grater is. This one has a whisk in it that's tangled up at the moment. This is a box grater. What do you think that would look like as part of, there's 5 lights as part of the chandelier. I think it would actually cast some interesting light from the holes and stuff in it, but I'm not quite sure. Not sold on it yet. So if you've made it this far through this video and you think the box grater idea is good or bad, let me know in the comments, or don't be too harsh. It's just an idea. I don't know how it will look. But if you got a different idea, so it's got to be economical, got to be cheap. I don't have a lot of money to spend on these kind of projects. I mean, I'm reusing stuff. You know, I'm gonna reuse all the electric that's in that one. I thought about just painting it, but I really like to use the Calphalon pot rack and it goes with the kitchen. I'm not gonna hang my pots up there on it. The ceilings here are low. I got the pot rack when I was in a house that had taller ceilings. So if you think it's a good idea or bad idea, leave me comments below, or if you're really hating on it, then just send me a private message, please. So that's pretty much it for my project today. Like I said, it's 3:30. I'll probably do dinner here after a while. Might shoot a little dinner video, and then I'll edit it all together, and it'll take forever to upload to Facebook. Probably going to do a YouTube channel soon enough. Just because I think YouTube is more video friendly than what Facebook is. So, hope you enjoyed everything so far. I'm going to get cleaned up a little bit and eat some dinner. I think pork chops are on the menu for tonight. So, we'll check back at dinner time. Dinner is ready. We have one of my all-time favorites, lemon pepper pork chops, green beans, slivered almonds, a little bit of avocado oil, and pasta, actually left over from the other night, with some cheese on it. So, hope you enjoyed today as much as I do. I like doing these videos. I hope you guys like watching them. Like I said, leave me some comments on my my pot rack chandelier idea. So until the next video, I wish you guys the best. We'll see you then.